When I was a child, no one loved me. And who could blame them? One of my favorite television programs was The Muppet Show. I had no friends, and I like to imagine that the characters were my trusted confidants that I pulled around on strings and manipulated because no one likes me, and the only way I can get you to tolerate me is if I force you to stay. So now you have to stay. Shut the fuck up and listen. Every night before I went to bed, I would tune into the show. Mom and Dad were too busy fucking to care about what I was up to. I would always get so excited when my favorite character, Kermit the Frog, appeared. My obsession with him got to the point that I was planning on trans-species surgery and becoming a frog. But the new laws in my home state of Alabama forbid that for children. Right after dinner one night, I popped the VHS tape in to see the green frog that always brought a smile to my cross-eyed face. The "It's time to join the Muppets" song filled me with the purpose for living, while Kermit introduced a special guest star. I could only guess who it was. There was a problem. We all have problems, but there was a very special problem about this very special guest. Kermit introduced the special guest as Satan. How did this tape know my father? Instead of the happy singing and dancing and showbiz humor, there was no sound at all, which was especially disconcerting given I could hear the sound of the bed shaking in my parents' bedroom. This scarred me worse than the tape did. The camera faded into a black and white doorway with little red streaks on the stairs. Why, I had no idea what this red substance could even be. Ketchup, melted crayon wax, the dried-out remains of the Kool-Aid Man after a fateful spilling accident. As the camera inched closer and closer, I did not learn anything. As usual, even worse, small bits of white noise began to filter into the program. I would have preferred the Satan bit rather than bits of white noise, personally, but beggars can't be choosers, and I'm now homeless. The program then swiftly cut to a scene of Kermit in front of the red theater curtains, which was fine, but also not so fine. There were several things out of place, and as I'd recently acquired object permanence, I found this quite disturbing. Kermit's head was warped and elongated, making him look more like a shark that had been stabbed with the prying side of a crowbar and spray-painted green for comedic effect. He was now inverse-colored, and I also found that displeasing and worth a note to the television broadcasting network. The bricks were covered with a very bright red substance, which seemed to be carelessly spattered about the wall. Given that there was also a rather large jug-shaped hole in the wall, I assumed that my Kool-Aid Man hypothesis was correct. Kermit did not say anything, as if he was mourning the Kool-Aid Man's death. I consider this now to be a shocking predictor of the Mr. Peanut death that happened many years later. Instead, Kermit stared blankly at the camera, spasming as if he'd just seen a ghost in his piece of morning breakfast toast. I'm not sure how long the scene lasted, but to me it seemed to go on forever. It lasted longer than I last these days, if you catch my drift. Anyway, finally the scene transitioned to a very dimly lit room that looked like an attic. The film was in black and white, and the only source of light came from behind some boxes in the back that were clearly marked, "Return to no sender." The area was dirtier than the Walmart bathroom that I regularly clogged the toilet of. Random objects scattered across the floor. I noticed a stapler on the floor. Hey, that was my stapler! A dirty old projector toppled over in the middle of the room. I stared at it for a bit until something suddenly moved behind it and startled me. Listen, I'm not shitting you. What I saw continues to haunt me until this very day. Or at least the day that I'm telling you this. An overstretched, limbless, disheveled, and shit-stained Kermit the Frog puppet was being slowly dragged across the floor by an unseen string. It looked lifeless until the head craned towards the camera, even though presumably no one was puppeteering it. It took ages for the decrepit frog's gaze to finally reach mine, but as soon as it did, kanji letters that I immediately understood infiltrated and filled up the entire screen. Translating it was no issue, as I took Japanese as a second language during my K-12 years, and now I'm a proud recipient of an Associate of Arts diploma from my local community college. It read, "Even the Muppets are no longer your friends. No strings attached, Kevin." Kevin? How did this tape know my friend's name? The program cut to static, just fucking around, it was my name, and the loud white noise returned at blistering heights. I lost my sense of hearing. To this day, it pops in and out on me sometimes. Maybe it's for the better. I'm sick of slapping the side of my head in order to get it back, though. Anyway, I just sat in silence, frozen in fright, staring at the television and angry at the VHS multimedia playing Format Forever. I still don't have a clue what happened that night. The Muppet Show will always be one of my favorite television shows, but that's because I don't watch television anymore.